So yes, everybody can play. I checked it the other week. We have players from more than 100 different countries worldwide.
And each week that the grand prize increases, I can every week double and secure my grand. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Millionaire podcast. With us, I have Mr. R.C. Martin. He has more than 30 years of experience in the industry. He is one of 3 Lotto game designers in the world, and he is here with us to share insights about Millionaire and the green initiative behind it, Oasis Park.
Thank you very much, Maradona. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Let's see what we are talking about today. It's always fun having like all these topics from this from our community and from the people you see.
Absolutely. It's good to see people tuning in. And the question that they've asked, viewers asked for today is, why is the jackpot increasing every week?
Oh, well, yeah, that's an interesting question. And so, when it comes to lotteries, you don't have like a winner all the time. And we always there is like we call it like passive lotteries, where you buy like a lottery ticket, like a fixed ticket, and then you have a draw. In this region, like one of the big ones is like, for example, big ticket. And in the UAE. So, and you buy a lottery ticket, but you cannot choose numbers or whatever. You just get a serial number, more or less, right, from ticket. Now, these tickets have a winner every week. They don't need to increase their jackpots. Now, active lotteries like we have, like where you have to choose like 7 out of 44, or all the others like 7 out of 77, 6 out of 49, or whatever it is. You don't necessarily have a winner every week.
Yeah, there's only a raffle ID winner every week.
But in our case, it's a raffle ID for because our second chance of the green certificate, right?
Yeah.
But the main lottery with the jackpot, there is not necessarily a winner. And we have lotteries in this world that didn't have a winner for years, like huge ones, not just small ones, not huge ones. And sometimes you have like a winner like 3 times in a row and you don't know why, right? Now, what happens is, if you don't have a winner, you want to increase your jackpot, because you don't have to pay this money. You don't have to, like the percentage you have to pay out. You don't have to pay to a winner this week. So you have this amount, and you can add another amount coming in from the weekly sales to increase it. So now this increase can be done by percentages. A lot of, like you mentioned that I'm a game designer, so that means like when I'm creating these kind of lotteries worldwide, then I'm thinking it's like, what sense does it make, and how many players do we have, and what's the best option? And then you can say like, a certain percentage of the money coming in is going to this jackpot price. First of all, a certain percentage is always going to the good cause, which is very important for lotteries actually. But a certain percentage is going to this. Now, in our case, for example, since we want to have it like very stable, what we said is like, we are increasing this price by a certain amount every week, as long as we don't have a winner. So we are starting, or Millionaire is always starting like with 50 million dirhams, which is around about $12.5 million, depending on the exchange rate of today. But the 50 million, and then it increases every week by another 500,000 dirhams.
Wow.
And this goes on and on and on until we have a winner. Or there is a limit actually, which is like 100 million. So means like it can increase, or we can have no winner for 100 weeks to reach the limit.
And if we have a winner, it'll come back and get reset.
Yes, if we have a winner, let's say after whatever 20 draws is like should be like then another 10 million. So I mean the jackpot would be 60 million. Like obviously 20 times 1200. So then the winner get like the 60 million, and then it falls back to the 50 million and starts from all over again. And I think it's nice because I mean, like if you're thinking like, oh, I didn't win this week, but then you figure out nobody won, it means, oh, next week I can win even 500,000 more, or like after 3 weeks, 1.5 million more.
Yeah, it's always nice to see it getting higher and higher.
I think it's really, like it's a nice, and so that's why we never have the same jackpot every week. It increases and changes, and it's like you can check, like on our website, what's jackpot this week. And if you look like on all the lotteries worldwide, the serious ones, I mean, they always have like this growing jackpot, right? And sometimes big lotteries. I mean, there are lotteries in this world very established, a lot of players because the audience they have, like for example in the US, one of my favorite ones is like the Powerball. When it comes to the size, obviously you cannot play it outside the country, but they sometimes they even like have like more than $1 billion in the jackpot. Okay, so that's a lot.
And as a draw, everyone anywhere can participate.
Yeah, the Millionaire and the Oasis Park, it's an environmental program, is meant to be an international and a global lottery, because what we do is like we are planting trees, right? This is an environmental to support an environmental program which concerns the whole world. So yes, everybody can play. Yes, there are a few restrictions depending on sanctions, mainly by the banks, but more or less like the whole world can play. And we have like, I checked it the other week, we have players from more than 100 different countries worldwide.
And each week that the grand prize increases, I can every week double and secure my grand.
Oh yes, that's another option. I mean, like, and that's the beauty about increasing the jackpot, because if you have like the W jackpot, which is a feature we have like in our game, and when you check out, you can mark it and say like, oh, I want to double my jackpot. It costs you a little bit of money extra, but I mean not the full ticket price, obviously. But that means like if the jackpot is 50 million and you double it, it can be 100, right? But if the jackpot is already 70 million, then you double it, it's already 140 million, and the price of the ticket and the price of the of doubling it stays the same. So buying a ticket is at 25 dirhams in our case with our Millionaire, which is very nice, like even like a nice ticket price compared to other lotteries in the region. But and then the double feature is only 12.5 dirhams, which means like at the end of the day you're paying 37.5 dirhams for like getting the chance of doubling your jackpot if you're winning. And yeah, so I mean the best thing is like you don't have a winner for a long time, and then you are the one that hits it when it's like a 80 million or 90 million or like.
And this feature was there right from the beginning that Millionaire started?
Yes, it was right from the beginning. When we created this the lottery, we wanted to have like something special, unique in the market, unique in the world. So we have like this W jackpot, and the other one, what you mentioned, is like secure your jackpot. Means you don't have to split it. So yes, the jackpot is increasing, but if you have like more than one winner, then you have to split it between all the winners. And that means like if you have like whatever 50 million, yeah, you are getting, let's say, only 10 if you have 5 winners. But if you have like let's say 80 million, I mean, then obviously, or 100 million even, make it.
So as a lotto game designer who designed this beautiful grand prize, the different prizes to win, does it not ever do you get the thoughts of changing the game, or do you think it should always be designed and left it at that?
Yes. I mean, a lottery does not change. I mean, if you're looking on lotteries, I mean, you have a change after 40 years, like maybe because the economy changed or whatever, the currency changed, like in Europe, for example, because every country had like its own currency, like in Italy, for example, lira, or, or in Austria, we had the shilling, Germany had the Deutschmarks, and now we have had euros. So, I mean, yeah, of course, sometimes you have to change it and adjust it. But in general, do not trust a lottery that is changing its game every whatever half year or whatever it is, because I mean, if you are looking at this, I mean, there is no need for it. It should be a stable thing in your life. It's a lifestyle product, right?
Sure. And I mean, I think credibility also boils down to in an industry like lottos, how stable was it? Have they changed their formats? And they play around with a few tricks and
on your side. Yeah.
It's also beautiful to see other lotteries imitating Millionaire.
Yeah,
or trying to make it very close to what it is. But yeah,
you have to understand. I mean, we are a lottery, obviously like international, but like we have a lottery certification. For example, we have like a real certificate for online gambling, or in this case, like lottery. It's not like something, I mean, we are not, we are in a gray market or whatever it is. I mean, we are controlled, we are supervised by governments and regulators.
Yeah, and you have it's important to check what certificates, what permits, what license, do lotto around that.
And again, I do not know any lottery that is like is based on, like the lottery ethics, which is like supporting like a social cause. I do not know a single lottery in this world where it's not increasing the jackpot.
Wow.
Right? Everything else is just like gambling. But I mean, a lottery, I mean, is always like increasing if you don't have a winner. I mean, you're taking the money, you already saved, or you already had, like, and then you put it like in the other, like in the pile up the jackpot.
So this is on the other side of things. What about from the user side of things? Does the price of a ticket change?
No, that's the beauty about it. No, it's not changing. It stays safe. See, I mean, that's like the fun about it. I mean, you'd have to spend, like, you have to buy a ticket, right? I mean, this week you're buying a ticket and it might be 60 million. But, like, in a couple of weeks, like, it's 61 or 70 or 80 or 100 million. But you're still paying only the 75 diapos for buying the ticket. And the best part, I mean, let's say, I mean, you extend it. I mean, we have like no winner for a long time. The jackpot comes to 100 million and you double it. Yeah, you with 200 million. I mean, can you imagine 200 million, around about $50 million? I mean, you can not just buy a house and as many cars as you want. You can buy a boat. Everything you dream of, and like the best education for your kids. I mean, the nicest handbags for your wife. It's a different lifestyle. You are one of the millionaires from this point on. And a lot of people, I mean, like when we have, you start your own business. So yeah, also nice idea, right? And a lot of people have no idea how much money this is. But if you break it down, like, I mean, it's like this is for your generation and for the next generation. Wow. Unless you don't teach your kids how to handle money, then you might have a problem.
Yeah.
Or you invest in stupid stuff, what we had like in the past before. But when it comes to these jackpots, I mean, there are like nice stories where people won a lot of money and they spend it within 2 or 3 years. Most of the time they give it to like bad investments, they lend it to friends and they never get back. So because in a second you have like so many friends you never heard about. I mean, they are coming in there like telling you, like, I mean, they have the best investment in the world, and don't trust it. better you get a really serious financial advisor. I mean, big banks, the big financial institutions, they have it. Don't take any risks. Don't invest where people promise you like 10, 20, 40%, like investment. Real estate is always good because at least, it's not losing value. But in general, so my advice right now is don't bother if there is no winner this week, because next week the jackpot is going up.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to see that the grand prize increases every week.
Yeah.
People can play, people can participate in something that's legit. Check whichever lottos do you play, is it licensed? Which one's running for how long? What is the oldest lotto game that's running at the work?
Oh, actually, I don't really know, but there are a few that are like more than 40, 50 years. And I think I heard about a lottery that is already running for about 130 years. I think it's a Spain lottery, actually. I'm not quite sure on that, but people can Google it. Maybe they send us some information on this. But the lottery itself, the first well-known lottery, was coming from China to finance the Great Wall, which is a few thousand years ago. So it's quite a while.
So there you have it. These are the reasons why the grand prize is increasing every week till it reaches 100 million dirhams. You can definitely be a part of it. Buy a green certificate. Remember to always double and secure your grand prize. And thank you so much for these beautiful insights.
You're welcome. And it's an interesting question because people don't understand why is it increasing. Where's the money coming from? It's just because you don't have a winner, so we can increase.
Wow. So please send us your questions. Mr. Ravsi Martin will be here next week to answer all of them. Till then, you can't
win if you don't play. Thank you very much, Marvala. See you next week.